Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. My name is Ryan. I get stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, car trunks, and gutters. And try to flip them for a few extra bucks online. This morning, got some bread and butter sales. Nothing exciting, but it's stuff that's sold. And that's, I guess, exciting. Actually, one mess up that I'm going to have to deal with. We'll talk about that in a second. And really fun find this weekend. We'll talk about that later. First up, sales. Sold another batch of these goofy little credit card knives for, I think it's what, $9 for 10 of them? Yeah, $9 for 10 of them. I got a massive box of these for like $5. So these ship really cheaply. And so I'm guessing I make about $2 every 10 I sell. And I'll make more if somebody ever decides to buy more than one slot. Next up is, we'll do the screw up last. Where we go? This thing. It's a Transformer. I'm a little surprised. This is a 2003 Transformer Armada Minicon. What's his name? Jetstorm figure, complete. Picked it up out of a bag of stuff for about $3 or $4. Sold this for $12. I'm a little surprised that the Armada stuff, some of the Armada figures are going, but they are. And I don't know if this is a rare repaint or not, but it sold pretty quickly for $12. But I think I had it priced right. It was within the same range as several of the other ones. So fun little find there. Next, something I thought would sell faster and for a little more money, but they didn't, and I'll explain why. These are, hey, those are monster trucks. Those are like $3 things. Yeah, kind of. These aren't the Hot Wheels Monster Jam trucks. These are Motor Max Bigfoot trucks, and these three sold for $15. Thought I would have gotten a little bit more for them, and here's why. Bigfoot doesn't play with Monster Jam. It's an independent company. If you see a non-Monster Jam show, it's a good chance it may actually be like the Bigfoot crew. They're not as big as they used to be anymore, even though Bigfoot, I mean, to me, they're still a Bigfoot truck. To those of us Gen Xers, you know. Bigfoot decided not to play with Monster Jam, I think to its detriment. But so the Bigfoot franchise, some of the toys are a little rarer. So if you see a Bigfoot branded toy inexpensively, it's worth checking out. If for those of us who remember the old Bigfoot truck, the plastic battery powered truck, that thing sells for a chunk of money, particularly if it has a key. So always worth looking out for that. I think I've resold one once. It was a long time ago. But they're still out there. Grab them if you see them in decent, even in mediocre condition, or at least take a look at them. So that's so. And finally, I have one more sale, but I'm gonna have to cancel it. Good morning, Kevin. You just logged on just in time to see my screw up. All right, I sold this book, Duncan's Ritual of Freemasonry, and the Illuminati got me because the binding fell out. So I am going to have to contact the buyer. This sold for $12. I was a little surprised it sold for this little, because it's still kind of you know, Illuminati conspiracy stuff that occasionally does tend to sell and that sort of thing, or Freemason stuff. Freemason stuff is always worth keeping an eye out for. But book got damaged, so I'm gonna have to refund the buyer and not send it, or at least message the buyer saying, "Hey, this thing messed up. You want the book and a couple bucks refund or something like that." Maybe I can get away with it without taking the hit. I have to check on that. Anyway. So that's my sales. And now, I'm going to get into stuff I bought. First up is stack of sci-fi. Probably not worth as much, but they were 50 cents a piece, and it was a handful of stuff that I always kind of grab. The Yellow Daws, and there's some Gordon Dixon books in here, and some of his stuff resells. So I'm going to have to take an eye out for that. Snagged a few manga over the weekend. Yep. Couple of manga. Again, cheap, so I can either line them up or there's a couple my kids read. Babysitter's Club. Graphic novels. Grab these. These go for about $4 a piece when you line them up as well. So keep an eye out for these in good shape. Grab this pretty Greek myths book. This is one of those. It looks good on a shelf. So I haven't looked it up yet, but I'm suspecting at least between $10 and $15. So, and this stuff moves pretty quickly. So happy to grab that. Another find. Didn't have to look this one up. Baptist Hymnal, maroon. Consistently sell this, depending on condition, between $12 and $17. So I've actually got one in there that's in near perfect condition that I was hoping to get a little bit more for, but I don't know that I will. But I got this one. Easy find, easy flip. Look up your hymnals. Baptist hymnals are easy. And then finally, this one's going to be interesting because no, not quite finally. This is finally for the books. History of certain counties in Georgia. Local history. Sometimes sells. It sits. It might sit on the shelf for a little bit. But you can kind of get a decent price for it. Because usually you're dealing with a really rare book. So, something to think about when you're doing that. Okay. Now to the good stuff that we were talking about. Knives. Pocket knives in particular. It is to your advantage to learn how to find pocket knives. Probably the easiest thing to tell somebody is Made in USA. Made in USA knives, more often than not, are good knives to resell. So, we're going to go into that. This is a Cutmaster. This specific design is a hawkbill, I believe. And this was used, one of the uses for this is carpet cutting. If you look at this handle, I actually have that kind of stashed away that's mine, an electrician's knife. If you look at that kind of that brown wooden handle with the silver edge on it, they're Cutmaster and Columbia made, I think it was Columbia or Columbus, made some very practical sort of trade-specific knives. Electricians, carpet cutting, a very specific purpose. Pocket knives. So this one, probably the $10 to $15 range. This is in good condition for a knife like this. I may start it at $20, but I'm gonna have to look at some comps and see if there's any that are about in the same. See what condition they're in. This is one of the better condition ones I've actually ever seen and picked up. Usually, these are well loved. They're well used. So for good reason. These were halfway decent knives. So picking up now, two fun ones. These bad boys, same knife. This one's got a little more color to it. This one isn't as in good shape though, because what they do is that These are parachutist slash paratrooper knives from Schrade, made 50s through the 70s, I believe. And these are going to range between 50 and $100. Gotta clean them up a little bit. These were a really fun find at Goodwill. When I first grabbed them, I thought that the big blade was rusted shut. But I knew, I was like, those are unique, those are heavy, and I bet those are good knives if I clean them up. Well, they're going to need a little less cleaning up than I thought. And so and you see the action doesn't work real well. The way it doesn't work at all on that one, that spring load. So this will be a fun flip, really good find. I was a little worried. I had not found anything I think worth a good bit, but pocket knives are great. They're kind of in that same thing as some action figures, as they're small. There's still an avid group of people out there that collect pocket knives and like pocket knives. At the flea market, I could probably get about a quarter of what I'd want for it online, but I could move these three would sell almost immediately out at the flea market. So old guys still love good knives, so it's worth grabbing them. And that was the big find. Nothing a whole lot else. So I'm going to get stuff packed up. And I got stuff to do. And so do you, because it's Monday morning and we got things going on. So you have a good day out there. I am going to like, comment, subscribe. And y'all be good.